Fast Moving Targets live at Eurosonic Noorderslag 2013. Who are you and what are you doing?
My name is Jelle-Jan Bruinsma. I work at YouTube. I am responsible for the YouTube content partnerships in the Netherlands, Belgium and the Nordics.
Today you were at a panel. What was the point you wanted to make there?
So me and my colleague Chiara had and Tim on the Google Plus side had a small presentation in a short hour on basically how YouTube is changing, how the world is changing, and what we're trying to do to adapt YouTube to those changes. And the key things there are that we see fragmentation in terms of the amount of content that's available and the amount of channels that are out there, and that we see device fragmentation. There's so many devices out there, so many different places where you can consume content. Those trends lead to the fact that on YouTube, which used to be a whole bucket of individual videos, we now see as a bucket of channels which are relevant to an individual user. So that's a huge change that we see, and we've updated the product recently to reflect that. We'll be rolling that out. So the focus will come from a bucket of videos, from videos to focusing on channels and to building out great channels for users that are relevant to users.
Yeah, and you are really good at personalizing stuff at Google, at YouTube. So is a channel then a personalized channel for me, or is it, say, a football channel and a way like we know channels on television?
So Google doesn't curate. So creators and you yourself can set up a channel and combine with whatever you think is relevant. So it's a combination. If you can find someone that likes what you like and put stuff together you like, you can subscribe to his channel, and that could be a combination of original content that he created and content that's some other places found on YouTube, which you can put in that mix in playlists or on that channel.
Yeah. So you say what the trend has been that we saw more fragmentation. Sometimes you can say fragmentation can be a bad thing, or it can mean that when you are in a niche, you get more of that niche. Did you see in your figures that it didn't help people watching more? For example, what is the reason for you to go in that direction?
I think there's two key things there. Fragmentation is there. It has been there. It's nothing to do with YouTube. In the past, in 1980, there were 3 or 4 TV channels. Then there were hundreds of cable channels. And now on YouTube, there's many, many more channels. So the fragmentation was already there. So is it a bad thing or a good thing? I don't know. We just deal with it. And the other point I wanted to make is that you can be much more specific in what you like and what you want to see. So you used to have a sports channel, and maybe that was half of the time with sports that you did not like, and the other half maybe sports you did like. Now you can have a channel with just the sport that you like. So I think that's a great improvement for a user.
Yeah, that's one of the trends you see. Can you say something what you see about the trends content-wise? What sort of content people? Of course, there's a lot on YouTube. I know that, but are there trends? Are there trends there?
I think one of the things that we see is that content is worldwide. It's international. It's amazing how a guy from Korea can become the best, create the best watch video in the world within a 6-month period or so. I think that's the biggest realization, that it doesn't have to come from the US or the UK. It can come from anywhere, and there's so many great creators out there that with the technology that's available and not too expensive, the things they make are unbelievable. Yeah. So is there a single trend? I don't know. I think there's so many different things that we see. I think the key thing is that you can become successful if you create really good content. Yeah,
worldwide there are a lot of people living off their videos as independent makers as well. Is that the case in the Netherlands as well?
We have got, I'm not sure how many content creators in the Netherlands or YouTube partners in the Netherlands. There's different kinds. There's record labels who make a lot of money, and there's individual creators. who make money with us. I don't have the details on how much that would be.
I find it fascinating. For example, we had as guests, not here but earlier on, like beauty bloggers.
Yeah,
they're really successful. So you can watch how a beauty blogger walks through her house and shows her fans all the stuff she's got there. I find it intriguing material.
Yeah, no, those are phenomenal. That's amazing how a 16 or 17-year-old girl can have a very loyal following of around 2,000 other little girls who think she's a star, and they're being recognized in the streets. They set up parties where everybody comes. There's YouTube events where creators set up themselves without us doing anything, and then those are big parties. It's amazing to see.
Yeah, you have been moving into live broadcasting, or I don't know how you call it, but I'm from a broadcasting background. Live channels as well, so events, for example. We talk about music here. So how has that been going?
Well, it's been started a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, and then it picked up speed really quickly. We initially live streamed some festivals in the US, Coachella, I think South by Southwest, Austin City, Texas Limits, I think, and some other festivals. Then we live streamed the Olympics, and now the technology is more and more advanced. I think we're better. The product is much better, and we see that rolling out. And it's a huge opportunity, I think, for fans to see directly what's going on. And the people watch it. It's great to see.
Yeah. So, for example, have you today you were going to present some figures as well? What have you told the world? Have you told, for example, how many views there were on the Tomorrowland or the?
No, that data is I think not made public. Tomorrowland is made public. I think 9 million people watch Tomorrowland live. Which is a huge amount for a Belgian festival with a worldwide name. So the views came all over the world. I think that's one of the key things that we see. These events, these festivals got international audiences. So today we didn't present any figures. The panel I was on with the presentation, I was more on how the world is changing and how YouTube is changing, from videos to channels. My colleague Matthias was on the live streaming panel and discussions there with the festivals and the Bumestembra.
Yeah. How are you? Because the thing is, you in your normal YouTube account, you as a partner you can stream. As when you're not a partner, not. But in the Hangouts, you have all the possibilities of streaming live, whatever you want. So do you have plans there, or can you share us some how it goes over there?
The Google Hangout is a video conferencing product that we have that you can use, where you can have 10 people in a Hangout. And we added to that a button which says Hangout on Air, which enables you to live stream that directly onto YouTube. That's a great product. The live stream product itself is slightly different, and there's more functionalities there. So the advanced live player allows for up to 6 HD live streams in one live player. So there's other different functionality there. So we see creators using the Hangouts on Air in a great way. They, especially the Hangout of the makeup girls, they set up, courses, or people give guitar lessons via these ways, while they can just allow a couple of people in the Hangout and have the rest of the world watch them. So I think it's two different things, but you're right, there's some overlap.
Yeah, I think a lot of those people would like to be able to have other ways of monetizing than the ads. You have everything in place. When can we just sell our courses through you? Yeah,
that's a great question, and I don't know. I think our goal is to make all the content in the world available also on YouTube, and we realize that there's content out there that is not suitable to be sold with ads, because it's either too expensive or it's in a certain window. We understand that, so we've rolled out the Google Play Store, for example, in a lot of countries, where you can rent movies and buy movies. And we're definitely thinking about how we can grow that product wider, but I can't comment on that further.
Say I'm an artist and I would want to make as much as possible out of YouTube, for example.
Mm-hmm.
What should I do?
I think the key is embrace your audience. Make sure people subscribe to your channel so that they're able to find you back in that huge sea that's called YouTube, a huge sea of content. So discoverability there it really helps. And I think the old world was just a one-way traffic, right? You would broadcast your TV and the ratings 2 weeks later would show that people either liked it or didn't like it. And now you have got direct reaction from your audience. So it's a completely different way of interacting. And I think there's the young generation of creators understand that really well. And they're very active on social media, reaching out to their fans, integrating their comments in new content. And I think that's the way to go forward. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you.